Welcome back to Twice as Nice with Nick and Tina.
Hey guys, how are ya?
So we're going a little bit sweet today. We have got some beautiful Noosa chocolate.
I love this.
It is your favourite.
It is my favourite. The buckets aren't cheap.
Delish.
I go to the city store quite often and get a cheeky bucket, and it's not unusual for me to polish off a bucket. But I'm going to use their incredible milk chocolate, and I'm going to make a really, really not healthy chocolate cheesecake.
I am going a little bit healthier today. I'm going to use the 70% dark chocolate. I'm just going to make, it's a very simple, healthy, I'd call it a chocolate bark, and I'm going to add lots of nuts and seeds and goji berries and things in it.
Let's get started. We both need to melt our chocolate, so why don't we get on to doing that? I'm gonna do a double boiler.
Me too.
Milk chocolate, really, really slow, low heat. You don't want that to burn. Milk chocolate can burn really quite easily.
Double boiler method for me as well. I'm going to add into my double boiler a bit of coconut oil and also a bit of Canadian maple syrup, just to sweeten it that little bit more. And then towards the end, I'm going to add some of this homemade almond nut butter.
All right, so I've got this lovely milk chocolate here. I'm going to go in with about 200 grams, melt that really slowly. That's actually melted so quickly. I can probably take that off the heat now. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to let that cool down a little bit. I'm going to get onto my base. I've got about 250 grams of chocolate wheat biscuits here.
They've got chocolate on the bottom.
They've got chocolate on them. So this
You've gone wild with the chocolate.
This is full chocolate. This is not healthy at all. It's a treat.
We can have a treat.
And I think the best thing about this as well is I do them in little cupcakes. So you can have like one and not feel too guilty about it. Go in with all those biscuits and some melted butter.
Got to risk it for the biscuit.
You do, don't you, teens? That's about 100 grams of melted butter. God, that smells so good. So basically, I'm just going to go in with that, press that into my molds to form the bottom of the cheesecake. So I'm just filling these about 1 centimetre thick so I can get as much cheesecake in there as possible.
I'm just going to add some vanilla into my chocolate. So really simple vanilla beans. You just grab a knife, slice down the middle into 2 halves. So you just grab the back of your knife, and with each half you slide forward, and that will get all that beautiful vanilla magic out of the center.
Oh, yum.
And don't waste your vanilla pods. They can be used to make vanilla sugar and things. If you don't have vanilla beans for this recipe, you can use vanilla bean paste or even vanilla essence. So I'm just adding 1 vanilla bean, about 1/4 cup of Canadian maple syrup, about 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, and I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of nut butter. You can use any nut butter you like. Today I'm using almond. And you want to add these at the start, which is very important. You don't want to be adding cold ingredients to warm 70% chocolate because it will make it cease up if you do it afterwards.
While Christina is melting her chocolate, I'm just going to get on to whipping my thickened cream. I've got about 250 mils of cream here, and I'm just going to whip that to soft peaks. So I've got my cream here, that's pretty much soft peaks. Yum. I'm just going to set that aside for now until we fold everything together, and then I'm going to whip up my cream cheese.
In the MasterChef house, Nicole had a no-fail method of tempering chocolate called the chunk method, where you would just microwave it for, you know, a minute or 2 until there's a few chunks left. Is that right?
You want it quite chunky, so...
very scientific.
Yeah, very scientific. You want your chocolate quite chunky, so half-half pretty much.
Yeah.
It's actually based on the Kirsten Tibble's method, so it's not all BS. I'm just going in with 500 grams of cream cheese here into the bowl. I'm not going to give it a wash, don't worry about it, because it's going to get all whipped up anyway. So that's going to go straight in. And a little bit of sugar. Powder. So that is nice and whipped, quite light and aerated. And I'm gonna add my milk chocolate that's melted here into the cream cheese. I'm just gonna whip this up together. So that is nice and combined. This tastes so good.
All right, so this is all melted down now. It's a little bit chunky from the nut butter, but you got to work really quickly at this stage. You don't want the chocolate to seize up. So gonna add about 1/3 cup of goji berries, about 1/3 cup of pepitas. You can use anything you like for this, any nuts and seeds. Using some of my favorites today. Maybe about 2 teaspoons of chia seeds. Got some crushed dried cashews, sunflower seeds, and one of my favorites, puffed quinoa. It's like that really light rice bubbly
That'd give it a really nice
flavour.
finish as well.
Yeah, and they stay, they don't go soggy, whereas like say rice bubbles, something that goes soggy. And just a little pinch of pink Himalayan salt for luck. And you gotta work really quickly here, mixing it all around.
And I know this is healthy, but it's really actually quite indulgent because you've got so many beautiful
There is
quality,
chocolate in it. But
well, such great quality ingredients. Like you've got your pepitas and you've got your toasted, you've got your puffed quinoa, you've got your goji berries. There's a lot of stuff in there.
I might put more goji berries in. Oh.
Go
Goji
for
berries are great. They're another source of natural added sweetness, but they're actually a lot lower in sugar than a lot of other dried fruits. All right, so I'm just gonna pop this on, I've made quite a bit here, a piece of baking paper. Get another piece of baking paper, and just on top you need to put the other piece of baking paper, pat it down with your hands. Get your rolling pin.
Get your roller.
Kind of roll it flat to whatever kind of width you prefer it. I'm gonna pop that in the freezer just so it hardens up nice and quickly, even though it's kept in the fridge after that.
While Christina's chocolate bark is setting in the freezer, I'm going to set my gelatin with a bit of water, so I'm just gonna activate it. Just activating that gelatin.
So how much gelatin do you
So
put
that's
in?
about a tablespoon of powdered gelatin. I'm just gonna add this gelatin to my whipped cream and then mix them all together, and then that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna add that in. All right, so now I'm just gonna add that cream into there. All right, will you help me put these in?
Of course I will.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure. Oh, this consistency is really nice.
Yeah, it is good. So that just goes into the fridge for about 2 hours to set. They come out a really nice light consistency. Let's do it. These look so good.
So good.
So we're just gonna dress them up with some shattered honeycomb and some salted caramel. So just gonna shatter that up, and yeah, pretty much on top.
I'm dying to try the salted caramel.
So good, because it is. It's all about the chocolate today. So, you know, why not be a bit indulgent? I'm just gonna roughly chop some honeycomb. It looks amazing, just kind of roughly shattered. So you get that beautiful yellow inside. It's like sunshine, and kind of scatter that on top. I'm gonna chop some of this salted caramel as well. Let's just like do little shards of it. I love the contrast of like the yellow and the brown, and
Yeah, it's beautiful.
it does look good. Sprinkle that around. So they are my really simple chocolate cheesecake with the chocolate from the beautiful Noosa chocolate factory. That is my chocolate cheesecake.
It's time to get my chocolate bark out of the fridge. Time for the grand reveal.
Oh yeah.
But I'm just gonna roughly chop it today. I might just stack it up on here. So yeah, this is my easy, healthy-ish chocolate bark full of nuts and seeds with the beautiful Noosa 70% dark chocolate. This is our good chef, bad chef take on Noosa chocolate. Yeah.
So we've got my very indulgent chocolate cheesecakes here, topped with all the beautiful Noosa Chocolate Factory goodies. We've got the honeycomb and the salted caramel.
And here we have my chocolate bark, a little bit healthier. It's got all your nuts, seeds, goji berries, and I've used the 70%. cocoa chocolate.
Yum. Guys, make sure you subscribe to our channel, Twice as Nice with Nick and Tina. Yeah, give us any comments, anything that you want to see, brands, recipes.
Let us know if you make any of this at home. Send us through some photos and we'll share them.
Hashtag Twice as Nice.
Ooh.